I'm going to talk about outgoing pattern. Let's look at weather warnings. So there is no weather warnings. So let's look at upcoming pressure patterns. So don't need extra weather app. So 1008, 1012 millibars of pressure. Let's go to 1008 millibars. Let's go to next 24 hours, which is 8 p.m. April 25th. There is something. So 1016, 1012 millibars pressure, 1014 millibars of pressure. Let's go to next hour, which is 8 p.m. Sunday, March 26th. So 1020, 1000 millibar, 20 millibars of pressure. Let's go to next hour, which is 8 p.m. April the 27th. So 1016, 1012, 1008 millibars of pressure. Let's go to the next hour, which is 8 p.m. April the 28th. So 1028, 1012 millibars of pressure. The 1012 millibars of pressure. So 1016 millibars of pressure, but it's too far from Canada. So let's look at precipitation patterns. So start from 5 p.m., not 2 p.m. It's too early. So Niagara Lake heavy is 2.5 millimeters, light 0.25 millimeters, mean average 1.5. Niagara Falls City 2.5 millimeters everywhere in Niagara Falls. So let's go to 8 p.m. There is something. So there is nothing. Niagara Lake is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 11 p.m. There is something. So the boils in Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to next hour, which is 8 a.m. There is something. Line said, Obey White Boils in Hanover, Collingwood, Bombay, Stanley, Salaby, Milan, Lala, Betty, Beverly, Georgia, Anglo, Beverly, Niagara, Niagara Falls, City, Hamilton, Oakville, Scarborough, Stouffville, Toronto, Western Hill, Market, Orangeville, Brampton, Oshawa, Uxbridge, Coburg, Peterborough is going to get some 0.6.25 millimeters of rainfall. So Beverly Hills is going to get some 6.12.5 millimeters of rainfall, including Mississauga, Brampton, Oakville, Eastern Oakville. So let's go to the next Boyles in Ottawa, 6.25 millimeters. So let's go to 11 a.m. There is something. So Bombay, Stanley, Salaby, Milan, Lala, Betty, Georgia, Beverly Hills, Oshawa, Uxbridge, Coburg, Mississauga, Brampton, Orangeville, Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Hamilton, Oakville is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Scarborough, heavy is going to be 2.5 lightest rainfall in Scarborough is going to be 2.5 millimeters, heavy 6.25 millimeters. Niagara Lake, Niagara Falls, city parts of it. It's going to get some 12.5 millimeters of rainfall. That's heaviest in Niagara Lake. In Niagara Falls City, the lightest in Niagara Lake is going to be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall, 6.25. So, line said, Obey White Temple in Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to 2 p.m. There is something. Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Solid Bay, Milan, Betty, Beverly Hills, Georgia, Mississauga, Brampton, Oakville, Hamilton, Niagara Lake, Oshawa, where it's going to get some 0.2.5 millimeters of rainfall, including Niagara Lake. Parts of Niagara Falls City is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Heaviest in Niagara Falls City is 6.25, lightest is going to be 2.5 millimeters. So let's go to next tower, which is like I said, OB, Whiteham, Boylston, Hanover is gonna get some, Collingwood's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Scarborough, Stouffville, Toronto, Richmond, Newmarket. Rainsford's gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next tower, which is 5 p.m. There is something. Collingwood, Betty, Beverly, Georgia, Mississauga, Brampton, Orangeville, Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Scarborough, Stouffville, Oshawa, Uxbridge, Coburg, Belleville. Those cities are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Niagara Falls City, Hamilton, Oakville, super 5 millimeters. Have you seen Niagara Lake super 5 millimeters? Light is 0.25 millimeters. So let's go to next stop, which is 8 p.m. There is something. Scarborough, Stouffville, Oshawa, down Toronto, between Hill, Newmarket, Sissaga, Oakville, Hamilton, Niagara Falls City, Coburg, Belleville. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So very close to Niagara Falls City doesn't count because it's still most of it's 0.25. So let's go to 11 p.m. There is something. So Belleville, Niagara Falls City is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to 8 a.m. This study goes. 11 a.m. This study goes. 2 p.m. This study goes. 5 p.m. This study goes for sure. 8 p.m. This study goes. 11 p.m. This study goes. Let's go to 8 a.m. Nothing else. 11 a.m. pushes. 11 a.m. This study goes. 2 p.m. This study goes. 5 p.m. This study goes. 8 p.m. This study goes. 11 p.m. This study goes. Let's go to 8 a.m. There is something. So for Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Whereas the line said OB is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to 11 a.m. There is something. Line said it's going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Whereas in Hanover is going to get some 12.5 millimeters of rainfall. Lingwood is going to get some to 6.12.5 millimeter, 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Bombay's Tanabe is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters. Salisbury, Midland's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters, including Hamilton. So let's go to Wharton. Wharton is gonna get some 12.5 millimeters of rainfall. Beverly's bed is gonna be 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 2 p.m. There is something. So Lion said Obi, Whitetown, Boylston, Lingwood, Bombi, Stanley, Salaby, Olala, Betty, Georgina, Beverly is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Boylston, Hanover is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. So Niagara Falls City, the light is 2.5 is 6.25 millimeters. Hamilton, Oakville, Sissaga, Brampton, Toronto, Scarborough, Stouffville. Richmond Hill, downtown Toronto, near it. It's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Newmarket is going to get some 2.5 millimeters. Orangeville, Stouffville is going to be 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. So Coburg, Peterborough is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 5 p.m. There is something. So Niagara Falls City, Oakville, downtown Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket's gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Beverly Hills, Olala, Bombi, Thunderbird, Salaby is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Sissaga, Oshawa, Uxbridge, Coburg, it's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So Brampton is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to Orange Falls, 6.25 millimeters. Stouffville is going to get some 6.25 millimeters. Scarborough Light is super fine heavy 6.25. Beverly Salisbury, Olala is going to get some 6.24 millimeters of rainfall. Georgia, 12.4 millimeters. Collingwood is going to be 2.4 millimeters. I said Whitetown, Poyalton, Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Oakville Light super fire heavy is going to be 6.25. Let's go to Belleville. It's going to be 2.4 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to the next tower, which is 8 p.m. I didn't tell the beat average of Toronto. So why? Collingwood, Bombi, Thunderbeat, Salisbury, Collingwood, Georgia, Beverly Hills. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. 2.5 millimeters is in Bombi. Niagara Falls City is going to get some 0.25 millimeters. Niagara Lake is 2.5 millimeters. Sissaga, Brampton, downtown, ignore that. Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Scarborough, Stouffville, Oshawa, which those cities are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Hamilton going to be 0.25 millimeters. On Oakville is going to be heavy, it's 2.5 millimeters. Light is going to be 0.25. However, line is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Coburg is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters. Peterborough is gonna be 6.25 millimeters. Belleville 2.5 millimeters. So let's go to the next hour, which is 11 p.m. This is final extra lover. So Lingwood, Dana Beach, Solabay, Milan, Nalala, Beverly Hills, Coburg, Peterborough, Belleville. Ukul Niagara Lake is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Oshawa. So let's go to total precipitation. This will solve everything. So Oshawa heavy superfine light is 0.25, but most of Oshawa is 0.25. So let's go to total precipitation. So AP April the 25th. So White and 40 millimeters, calling 40 millimeters, Palm Beach. No, thunder base for 13 millimeters, 14 millimeters, thunder base going solid base 15 millimeters, mainland 50 millimeters. No, it's gonna be 14 millimeters. Line said it's gonna get some 14 millimeters. Hope say it's gonna get some 14 millimeters, 10 millimeters of rainfall, but this is actually 13 millimeters. So, but I'm to 80 millimeters. This is August 17 millimeters out of the 15 millimeters. Scarborough is gonna get some 13.5 millimeters to over 12 millimeters. Newmarket also 12 millimeters. Express 19 millimeters. Also 19 millimeters. Peterborough 1 and 4 millimeters. Coburg 11 millimeters. Coburg 1 millimeters. Hamilton 14 millimeters. Light is going to be heavy. Is going to be or light is whatever it's going to be. Going to say lightest rainfall is going to be 14 millimeters. Heavy is going to be near 30 millimeters of rainfall. Yeah, it could be 27 millimeters. So let's go to Port Elgin, 16 millimeters. Hanover is going to get some 16 millimeters of rainfall. So actually, both places going to be 16 millimeters. So we did expect as well. So Georgia, 19 millimeters. Pavlos is going to get some 18 millimeters of rainfall, which is almost right. So Barry is going to get some 18 millimeters of rainfall, which is 17 millimeters of rainfall. No, it's gonna be 16, 15, 16 millimeters. Olala's gonna get some 10 millimeters of rainfall. Let's look at next hour, which is 8 p.m. April 26th. There is nothing else. Let's go to April 27th. There is nothing else. Let's go to 8 p.m. April the 28th. There is something. White and 15 millimeters. Collingwood 11 millimeters. Line said Obi is going to get some 11 millimeters of rainfall. So it's actually going to be a bit higher. 12 millimeters. Salisbury 11, Thornaby 11, Bombay 11. Midland's gonna get some 12 millimeters, 13 year 12 millimeters, Beverly 7, 9 millimeters bad. He's gonna get some for 6 millimeters. Olala's gonna get some 10.5 millimeters. Everywhere Nag falls Nag on the leg 11 millimeters. Nag falls to 8 millimeters. Amethyst 6 millimeters. Oko is gonna be 6 millimeters. Oko heaviest I'm going to be 7 millimeters. 9 millimeters. Round to 7 millimeters. This is August gonna be 6 millimeters of rainfall. So Mississauga 5 millimeters, Delta 9 millimeters, Scarborough 8 millimeters, Tofu 9 millimeters, Newmarket 7 millimeters, Orange was 6 millimeters, 5 millimeters, Hooksville 4 millimeters, Oshawott 6 millimeters, Peterborough 9 millimeters, Coburg 6 millimeters, 3 millimeters, Melville. So Port Elgin's going to be 14 millimeters. Hanover is going to get some 14.5 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to air temperature pattern because this. Let's look at air temperature pattern. So, we think it's white. Port Elgin 16 degrees. Hanover is going to get some 16, 17 degrees. So, line said Obey is going to get some 16 degrees. So, 17 degrees. So, it's going to be 7 degrees. So, Bombay is going to be 10 degrees. Solid is going to get some 9 degrees, so it's gonna be 9 degrees. Thunderbee is 9 degrees. Bombay is gonna be 12 degrees, so Mainland's gonna get some 12 degrees. Actually, 11 degrees. Georgia 7 degrees. Webdas is 11 degrees. Where is gonna be 11 degrees. So everywhere Niagara Falls 10, 11 degrees. Hamilton Oakles 5 degrees. Mississauga 6, 7 degrees. Brampton 8 degrees. Toval 7 degrees. Scarborough 6 degrees. Starter 5 degrees. Newmarket also 8 degrees. Uxbridge 9 degrees. Oshawa 7 degrees. Peterborough 11 degrees. Coburg 5 degrees. Belleville 12 degrees, so let's go to the next hour, which is 7 a.m. There is something, so White and 5 degrees, Royals in 5 degrees, Hanover is gonna be 5 degrees, Line said Obey is going to get some 4 degrees, calling him 4 degrees, Bomb Beach 5 degrees, Thunder Beach 5 degrees, so the being 5 degrees, man, I'm 4 degrees, but Thunder Beach 4 degrees, Bomb Beach going to get some 4 degrees. Georgia, Babylon 5 degrees, Betty 4 degrees, Olala 4 degrees. Everywhere in Anquan 6 degrees, Hamilton, Ogle 4 degrees, Sississaka 4 degrees, Brampton 4 degrees, Dover 4 degrees, Scarborough 4 degrees, Doubter 4 degrees. Newmarket only 4 degrees, Uxbridge 4 degrees, Oshawa 4 degrees, Peterborough 3 degrees, Coburg 4 degrees, Bravo 5 degrees. So let's go to next hour, which is 3 p.m. So 9 degrees White Town, Port Elgin 9 degrees, Hanover is 9 degrees, Collingwood 7 degrees, Palm Beach 7 degrees, Thunder Beach 8 degrees, Thunder Beach 6 degrees, 7 Georgia 7 degrees, Beverly is 6 degrees, Barry 6 degrees, Alala is going to be 9 degrees, 8 degrees, so 9 degrees and Alala. Everywhere in Rank Falls 5.5 degrees, Oakville 5 degrees, Oakville again 6 degrees, Sissaga 6 degrees, Brampton 7 degrees, Tofu 6 degrees, Scarborough 7 degrees, Dr. 6 degrees, Newmarket Onshore 6 degrees, Wilkes 6 degrees, Oshawa 7 degrees, 9 degrees in Peterborough, Coburg 7 degrees, Belleville 10 degrees. So, line said OB is gonna get some 5 degrees. So, Collingwood. So, let's go to next hour, which is 7 a.m. There is something. So, Washington 3 degrees, line said OB 3 degrees, Port Elgin 4 degrees, 3 degrees in Ottawa, Collingwood 3 degrees, Palm Beach 3 degrees, Thunder Beach 3 degrees, Solid Bay 3 degrees, Midland 2 degrees, Olala 3 degrees, Varys 3 degrees, Georgia 4 degrees, Babylon 4 degrees, everywhere in Falls 4 degrees, Hamilton, Oakville 5 degrees, Brampton, Sissaga 4 degrees, Sissaga 5 degrees, Dover 3 degrees, Scarborough 2.5 degrees, Toronto 4 degrees, Newmarket only 1 degrees, Uxbridge 2 degrees, Oshawa 3 degrees, Peterborough 2 degrees, Coburg 4 degrees, Belleville 3 degrees. So let's go to the next hour, which is 3 p.m. There is something. So Whiteton 13 degrees, Boylston 30 degrees, Hanover 30 degrees, Collingwood 11 degrees, Bombay 12 degrees, Solid Bay 12 degrees, 11 degrees. Thunder Bay is gonna get some 4 degrees, 5 degrees. Georgia 9 degrees, Babylon is 14 degrees, Barry 14 degrees. Olala 13 degrees, everywhere for 12 degrees. Hamilton Oakville 8 degrees, Mississauga 9 degrees, Brampton 13 degrees, Dover 14 degrees, Scarborough 12 degrees. Newmarket 15 degrees, Onion 15 degrees, Hooksville 15 degrees, Oshawa 10 degrees, Peterborough 15 degrees, Coburg 8 degrees, Bravo 14 degrees, Lion's Head or Bay is gonna get some 6 degrees. So let's go to the next hour. But it's 7 a.m. There is something. Whiteham 5 degrees, Hope say 4 degrees, 5 degrees, 4.5. Lion said 4 degrees, Warriors 6 degrees, Hanover is gonna be 5 degrees. Collingwood 6 degrees, Palm Beach 5 degrees, Solid Bay 5 degrees, Thunder Beach 4 degrees, 5, 5 degrees, Midland gonna be 4 degrees. Georgia is gonna get some 5 degrees, Beverly is 5 degrees, 6 degrees, Barry 5 degrees, Beverly ISO is gonna get some 5 degrees. So let's go to River and Eric for 5 degrees, Hamilton Oakville 5 degrees, Sissaga 5 degrees, Brampton 5 degrees, Dover 6 degrees, Scarborough 5 degrees, Toronto 5 degrees, Newmarket also 5 degrees, Uxbridge 4 degrees, Oshawa 5 degrees, Peterborough 4 degrees, Coburg 6 degrees, Belleville 5 degrees. Let's go to the next hour, which is 3 p.m. There is something white and 12, 18 degrees, Collingwood 16 degrees, Boylston 17 degrees, Hanover is 18 degrees. Let's do, yeah, Hanover is 18 degrees. So line side over is going to get some 16, no, it's going to be 7 degrees, 8 degrees. So everywhere in Niagara Falls. Niagara on the Lake, 15 degrees, Niagara Falls City is 18 degrees, Hamilton 10 degrees, Oakville 10 degrees. Everywhere in Toronto is going to be now it's 14.35. But on the 15 degrees, it's like 12 degrees, daughter 12 degrees. Scarborough, 50 degrees, Tofu, 50 degrees, Hooksville, 16 degrees, Oshawa, 14 degrees, Newmarket, Orangeville, 16 degrees, Peterborough, 70 degrees, Coburg, 9 degrees, Belleville, 70 degrees, Georgia is going to be 13 degrees, Beverly is 17 degrees, Where is going to be 16 degrees, 6.5. Olala is going to be 17 degrees, so let's go to next hour, which is 7 a.m. 8 a.m. There is something. Boyards in 11 degrees. Hanover is gonna get some 12 degrees. Whiteton 11 degrees. Line said OB is gonna get some 11 degrees. Palm Beach 11 degrees. Bay 11 degrees. Thunder Beach 8 degrees. 9 degrees, Midland 11 degrees, Solala 10 degrees, Baddies 10 degrees, Bablas 11 degrees, Georgia 10 degrees. Everywhere in Anchorage, top of 5 degrees, Hamilton, Oakville to 11 degrees, Mississauga 9 degrees, Brampton 10 degrees, Dover 10 degrees, Scarborough number 5 degrees, downtown to 9 degrees, Newmarket, Orange 10 degrees, Uxbridge 9 degrees, Oshawa 9 degrees, Peterborough 10 degrees, Coburg 7 degrees, Belleville 9 degrees. Collingwood 10 degrees, so let's go to 2 p.m. So let's double check how much that is out of payment. So let's look at next hour, which is 2 p.m. There is something. Brighton 17 degrees, Collingwood 14 degrees, Port Elgin 15 degrees, London 14 degrees, Brampton 14 12 degrees, Mississauga 10 degrees, Downtown 10 degrees, Scarborough 5 degrees, Dover 11 degrees, Uxbridge 10 degrees, Oshawa 11 degrees, Peterborough 13 degrees, Coburg 9 degrees, Belleville 16 degrees, Hamilton 11 degrees, Oakville 11 degrees, that's a cold, that's the warmest. Warmest, the coldest is going to be 10 degrees, so everywhere in Anchorage is 13.5 degrees, Line said Hope is going to be 12, 14 degrees, so Bombay is 11 degrees, Solid Bay 11 degrees, Thunder Bay 10 degrees, Midland 7 degrees, 11 degrees. It's going to be 11 degrees, Georgia 10 degrees, Rebels 11 degrees, Betty's 12 degrees. So let's go to Hanover. It's going to get some. So Hanover is going to get some 17 degrees. So this is the end of the video. But this is the end of the video actually. So